that short break. Now we have a session on SDG3 indicators improvement at district level by Dr. K. Madan Gopal. He is a senior consultant, Niti Aayog, Government of India. Dr. K. Madan Gopal is a health professional with MBBS MD qualification and has been working on issues related to health systems reforms and strengthening in India for health system reforms and strengthening in India for more than 28 years. He has worked on a variety of projects across sectors in India and abroad for providing and managing programmatic, technical, and operational areas. During his career span, has held many leadership positions and demanding roles. Was one of the key team members behind the implementation of one of the world's largest health insurance schemes called Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana in India and now contributing to Ayushman Bharat PMJ. Currently working with Niti Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India, the apex policy think tank for the Government of India, a senior consultant for health, and is contributing to various health sector transformative programs, including Ayushman Bharat. Thank you so much, Dr. Madan, for joining us today. Over to you for your session.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for giving this opportunity to present what we have been doing. I think one of the important things about this SDG indicators, we have been talking about SDG indicators, and COVID pandemic has taken us by surprise. And as a result, whatever gains which we have made, now we have to rethink how to sustain the gains which we have been making for the last many years when we started this SDG thing. So with this, I will be starting my presentation. So one thing is, what is the Niti Aayog's role? Niti Aayog has got a twin mandate to oversee the adoption and monitoring of the sustainable development goals in the country and promote competitive and cooperative federalism among the states and the UT. I will be sharing what is this competitive and cooperative federalism among the states. We have been tasked not to just periodically collect data on sustainable development goals, but to proactively realize the goals and targets. And from 2018, we started covering 13 goals with 62 indicators. Now, in this edition, we are now covering more than 115. We are covering 17 goals and 115 quantitative. Now, about this competitive and cooperative federalism, what we are doing, we are having three kind of thing. One, we are ranking the state on different parameters. I will be sharing what those different parameters are there. We are having an aspirational district program, and apart from that, we are having a SDG index, and we are taking the SDG index to the district level. This is the recent report which has been raised, and you will see that how we have performed in the SDG3. There has been a shift. There has been a remarkable improvement. That means if you look at this, there has been a 27-point improvement in the SDG3 indicators. Now I will just come to how we have been talking about ranking of the state to promote the spirit of the cooperative and the competitive federalism. So there was a consensus because at Niti Aayog we are having a council which is represented by all the chief ministers of the state, and it was decided that unless we monitor the education, health, and the other sectors regarding to a data-based ranking, so that a competition arises, we won't be able to make that and achieve the SDG targets. So to ensure that the states compete with each other, indices in the sector critical to quality of life, long-term productivity have been developed. We are having a water index, we are having health index, we are having a school education index, we are having innovation index, and we are having other index which are more or less conducive for the attainment of the sustainable development goals. We release such rankings which cause ripples in the state leadership, and the state leadership takes a note. I cite the example of the the state health index. Their thought has already started. It's caused ripples among the state governments, and they started talking that we are also spending the same amount with the best performance states. Then why we are not performing? Why we are not able to improve the indicators? While the base rank is the thrust of all these indicators in all the delta changes. That means what efforts the states are making. Another thing is how to create a competitive spirit into the take this competitive spirit to the district level. Indian states are large and diverse both in size and population. Each of the state is equal to one of the countries. You take the example of Uttar Pradesh as the largest state, and if you take the sample size, it would be equivalent to Brazil. If you take the example of Gujarat, it would be some other country. That kind of sizes are there. So to create that thing, we have started an aspirational district program for rapidly transforming the underdeveloped pockets in the country. Aspirational district program was launched to rapidly transform the backward districts. Whatever gains which we want to make, if we want to achieve the sustainable development targets by 2030, we have to identify districts. If the districts comes at par with the normal performing district, then only a sustained kind of progress in the indicators would be visible. To assign that, we thought that rapid India, there has to be an improvement in the health, nutrition, education, because these are the indicators which holds key to the sustainable development goal achievement, as well as these are the indicators which can give high equitable growth. So we have identified 112 underdeveloped districts based on the different criteria. Instead of calling them backward districts, we call them aspiration, because these districts, they want to aspire to be with the normal districts. This program covers to around 20% of the population. World's largest data-driven governance program is there. The major thrust is on the program is on infusing positivity. We talk about the delta changes which the districts usually say. So this works on the triple principle of convergence, collaboration, and competition. There is a convergence of the central and the state schemes. There is a collaboration between the central government and the state government and the local governments, and there's a competition between the aspirational districts. You see that how these districts have improved. There has been an overall improvement of the districts. The performance of the district based on percentage improvement since inception from baseline. You see how many districts they are above the average mark. If you look at the performance of key indicators, 2018, you see the red mark. Now they are more or less shifted and the color is changing. The majority of the key performance indicator determining the quality of life has seen a major progress in the short time. You see that the health and nutrition, which we have been talking, there have been a major change in all the districts which we have been talking. This is an important indicator to monitor pregnant women. If you talk about the percentage of antenatal ANC registered within first trimester against the total ANC, this is an important. Nearly 60% of the aspirational districts has now reported over 80% of ANC registration in the first trimester. The top district based on performance is shown here. If you look at this maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate, you see that how the things are changed, how the percentage of institutional delivery to the estimated number of deliveries are increasing. If you look at the percentage of women taking regular this supplementary iron, because you see how the changes are happening. If you look at the percentage of children who are fully immunized, that is also a considerable change from the base year to this. If you look at the negative indicator, sorry, how many percentage of severe acute malnourished children below 6 years of age? Though this is a negative indicator, but it relates to child nutrition. Nearly 100 districts now report less than 5% of all the children with severe acute malnutrition. You see that how the districts are reaching, because we are having around 80 indicators, and now you see that how the districts are reaching. They are all reaching towards saturation of these indicators. And these are the, now after looking at this, now we are taking the indicators apart from the indicators which have been listed out in the aspirational districts. So now we are taking all the SDG indicators to the district level, and we have been able to release the first report now for the northeastern states, and it shows that how we can use that. The methodology and everything is available on the NITI's website, and you can always visit that website and see for yourself how the district level SDG index and the dashboard has been maintained. The key is how the imperative is localized. As I mentioned, that cooperative and the competitive federalism, which enables each level to have competition to arrive for a to and try to find out a local solution for that. This cooperative and competitive federalism, it promotes a healthy competition between the states. Now it promotes a healthy competition between the aspiration districts. Another thing is a localized solution. The approach is localized solution. We will appreciate that no size fits all. So we have to think of developing local solutions for seeing a progress in a positive direction for all these indicators. Apart from that, we are trying to see that how the peer learning from the best practices of one district, the best practices from far corner of a state in a particular district, how this can facilitate a peer learning so that the learnings can be incorporated into the other districts so that the local solution can be found, adopting that solution which has worked well in that. Apart from that, this program, we are trying to focus on improved capacity at all the levels. We are trying to see that we are having a champions of change dashboard, and you can see that it has improved the capacities for looking at the data and trying to see that how the data driven governance can evolve by looking at this data and trying to see that. So the mantra for all achieving this is localized sustainable growth can be achieved by localized development of the other things. Thanks. This is all from my side. Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madan, for joining us today. That was a really an inspiring and informative session. Looking forward to working with you in the future as well. Thank you so much.